Welcome back, VC. Mark here. Welcome to another installment of What's Spinning. We'll start out with Gustav Mahler, his Symphony No. 5, Raphael Kubelik. Mahler's music is so powerful. Symphony No. 5 was composed when he was ill, so there's a contrast between life and death. The power and beauty of his music is just something to behold. I'll tell you, if you've never experienced a Mahler symphony live, put it on your bucket list. It's absolutely brilliant. No recording is going to do justice to a live orchestra in a beautiful hall. The symphony starts with a lone trumpet. It builds into a windstorm of strings and emotion, just so powerful. I'm not really going to do justice. I don't know really how to articulate the power and beauty in classical music. What I can do is recommend this symphony. This is alternative music in its day. Gustav could have composed this symphony 40 or 50 years down the road, and it still would have sounded 50 years ahead of its time. Just beautiful. And I do like the artwork as well. Next one, Elton John, Blue Moves. This album does not receive the love that it deserves within the Elton John catalog. I love this album. This is a 2 LP set. Side 1 is just perfect. You're Started For, Tonight, which is just a beautiful song. George Michael does an incredible cover of it. One Horse Town, and then Chameleon. Perfect. This album contains the hit single, Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word, but I think Elton was trying to stretch out a little bit on this album. The playing is not so formulaic. I don't know if he was intentionally trying to get away from pop singles or just slowly moving into another direction. But this album presents a little bit of a challenge for the listener, but I think you'll like it. I did not really appreciate this album when I was younger, and this was probably the last of Elton's, what I would call his golden period. He really got into a lot of drugs, a lot of heavy drinking. Too bad, but really strong album. The next one is the James Brown compilation, Motherlode. Always spinning James. This is a great 2-album set. People Get Up and Drive Your Funky Soul. The horns on that are amazing. I'm assuming Fred Wesley arranged the horns. There are so many funk bombs on this album. There it is live, really intense. Body Heat, 11 minutes, 50 seconds. She's the One. Since You've Been Gone, duet with Bobby Bird. Always loved the blend of their voices. You Gotta Have a Mother for Me. Just a great album, great comp. With all the excitement in regards to the Let It Be movie, made me think about how much I love this anthology series that was put out, I believe in the early 90s, or mid-90s, 1995. I really love this series of albums. They really give you an insider's view in regards to the crafting of these songs. I love hearing the alternate takes, the banter between the band as they're kind of arranging, working out the pieces. Just a great series. This is my original pressing, and I did have Pete Best sign this series because he is actually on a couple of the early tracks. Next title is George Benson, Tell It Like It Is. It's from 1969, recorded at Van Gelder's studio. Great album. This is a very happy album. The music on this is so joyous. Soul Limbo, Are You Happy, Land of a Thousand Dances. Just can't feel down when you put this album on. This is a white label promo. Great sounding album, really excellent. Mike from the In-Groove bought a record collection from George Benson. Very lucky to do so. As I was watching that video, it just made me think of how much I love his music and how many albums the man released in his career. He's just an amazing talent. This is a recent Honey Hole find. I played this the other night. It is absolutely amazing. I picked it up, oh, Peggy Lee. I'll just pick it up because basically I saw it had that unusual stamp on it. But I listened to the album. I wish I knew who the players were because the musicianship is top-notch. She really has a beautiful, expressive voice. I love her interpretation of By the Time I Get to Phoenix. Just a beautiful song. Did I Hear a Waltz? Until It's Time for You to Go. I listened to this album probably 3 times. This is excellent. When I do decide to keep these albums, I enter them into my Discogs database, and I was pleasantly surprised to see what this album sells for. I understand why. This is just a beautiful album. And the last one is Beck, Sea Change. I'm a huge fan of Beck's music. He is an incredibly talented musician. This is kind of my go-to Beck album. Just a beautiful 2-album set. Lost Cause, that's my track. The Golden Age, Guess I'm Doing Fine. There's not a bad song on this album. This was produced by Nigel Goodrich, same gentleman who produces a lot of Radiohead's albums. Production values are great. The music on this album is timeless. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you liked the video, please subscribe. We'll see you soon. Stay safe.